Hello and welcome to Joy News at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 and hits 103.9 FM in Accra, in Kumasi on Love 99.5 FM and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Volta Premier Ho, Amenuveve Aflao, Lolonyo FM Ho, Kekeli FM Ho. Get radio, TV and online content on the myjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. Coming up, Finance Ministry announces payment of all outstanding coupons owed bondholders up till June 2023. We have details and reaction from the bondholders. Also, Minority on Mines and Energy Committee calls for independent investigations by PURC to what occasioned last Friday's massive blackout following blame game among Ghana's power players.
Because all of us cannot regulate this sector. That is why we established the PURC. And so I would have expected that by now the PURC would have given some information and even informed us that some investigation has kicked in.
In business,
CD to remain relatively stable this week as a positive media budget review this month, among others, will set the tone for good performance in the second half of this year. Details on the Joy Business Report.
And later in this bulletin, Adisadel College gears up to battle Sweet Giants in the upcoming finals, vowing to retain the NSMQ Girl Regional Championship.
They thought they were leading. It was just a prelims.
In fact, it's one of the girls' schools in Central Virginia.
There's a many more coming up shortly. I am Amisi Nyamiche Thompson. Let's dig in now. The Finance Ministry says it has made good on its promise to pay all outstanding coupons and principals owed bondholders. The coalition of individual bondholders were due to hold an indefinite picketing at the premises of the Finance Ministry this morning to demand payment of the outstanding principals and coupons. The coalition, which is made up of Individual Bondholders Association of Ghana and Individual Bondholders Forum, say government has failed to honor its part of a memorandum of understanding. But late last night, the Finance Ministry issued an update on the situation. Editor Fred Smith joins me in studio with details of that statement. Fred, what does it say?
Well, the statement makes reference to that MOU that they reached in May, that government was going to make payment to all of the bondholders. And in the statement, it says that per the terms of that MOU, the government undertook to pay all arrears on coupons on bonds maturing by 31st of May 2023, as well as coupons falling due from 1st June 2023. The Ministry of Finance hereby announces that it has made good its promise and settled all outstanding coupons and principal payments up until the 19th of June 2023. Instructions have also been sent to payment of coupons falling due up until today, the 10th of July 2023, and it gives a table of the payments that have been made and the instructions sent out for the further payment.
Thank you so much. Fred Smith is editor with Joy News. Now joining us this morning is convener of the group, Senor Hosi. And Senor, thank you for joining us this morning. I believe you're a happy man learning that the Ministry of Finance has paid you your monies. I mean, can you confirm this?
Well, I can confirm our meetings late last night and also the statement that was issued. We've also confirmed that some of the listed payments have actually hit the banks. We think that by midday today, the rest would officially hit because it goes through the process. We have conferred with our sources within the process, and the same representation was made.
Right.
I think this is a big victory for all our gallant members, sympathizers, and dependents of our membership, who have shown the resolve to demand that which is right, that which is just, for ordinary citizens who are going through very difficult times, hardships. And I'm really grateful that the ministry has woken up to its responsibility and honoring its word.
Right, Senor, and I believe this cause of the indefinite picketing at the ministry this morning.
Pardon?
I believe that the payments now cause of the picketing at the Ministry of Finance.
As we rightly captured in our press statement issued sometime close to 2 a.m. Yesterday, the Joint Steering Committee of the IBAG and also the IBF reached the decision to suspend it with all these payments made. But the suspension, let's get it very clear.
Well,
government must remain honorable to its commitments and word.
Right, we're grateful. We're grateful for your time here this morning. And that was Senyo Hosi, convener of the Coalition of Individual Bondholders, calling off this strike this morning after government made payments on their principals. Now, moving on, a land law expert, Kwame Jan, is raising questions about a move by a partisan group of MPs seeking to de-escalate a simmering land dispute between chiefs of Ifutu and Gomoa in the central region. There's been counter-accusations of encroachment of the land between the two traditional authorities. Deputy Majority Leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin, who is leading the group of political leaders, says no one will be allowed to take any land that rightfully belongs to any traditional authority.
A peaceful environment. We acknowledge the importance of engaging with paramount chiefs along with relevant government bodies such as the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, Ministry of Local Government and Ministry of Interior. By involving these stakeholders, we aim to comprehensively address administrative and traditional boundary issues, fostering a coordinated effort towards lasting solutions.
But lands law expert Kwame Jan says the legislators might be interfering with the matter before the courts.
So my worry is these matters are what we call sub judice. They are matters pending before the courts. And even Parliament does not have power to vary the terms of a judgment between the parties.
And you had land law expert Kwame Jan. Now, the Asogli State Council is urging residents of Ho to remove properties built in waterways as it announces measures it intends to use to deal with the recent flooding of the Volta regional capital. A flood caused by torrential rain swept through Ho on Saturday, causing havoc in the suburbs downstream, destroying goods and property worth millions of Ghana cedis. Stephen Tete is the secretary of the Asogli State Council.
In the meantime, the Asogli State Council is urging individuals who have farmed or built structures along waterways to remove them as a matter of urgency. Similarly, all trees and crops planted in the path or on the banks of streams must be removed, and residents must desist from dumping refuse into our streams and gutters. These directives are part of immediate and ongoing efforts to prevent future flooding. Thus, we urge all residents to act responsibly in order to assist the authorities in protecting our environment. The Council expresses its sympathies, especially to those impacted directly by the floods. We share their pain and we work with the municipal authorities to offer them some support as they rebuild their lives and businesses.
The Pharmacy Council says it will sanction supervisors and owners of a pharmacy that administers tetanus vaccine, painkillers, and vitamin C instead of anti-rabies vaccine to a 5-year-old boy. The situation, which the council describes as an administrative error, resulted in the death of the boy, who was given the wrong medication after a dog bite in the Ashanti region. His regional manager of the Pharmacy Council, Benjamin Kwating.
We have forwarded our report to the Digital Committee of the Pharmacy Council, and they have the powers of the High Court. So they will sit and look at it, whatever punishment that is seen should will be administered to the proprietor of the pharmacy.
Well, this also
the professional involved, the pharmacy.
And what timelines are we looking at for all this to happen such that justice will be served?
Looking at the urgency of the matter, I believe in the next 2 weeks, something will come.
Well, Ashanti Regional Manager of the Pharmacy Council, Benjamin Kwating. The Minority on the Mines and Energy Committee is calling for an independent probe by the sector regulator, PURC, into what caused last Friday's massive blackout in parts of the country. There are allegations of a cover-up despite a statement by the Ghana National Gas Company announcing that the problem had been resolved. Questions still remain about the real reason for the blackout. Speaking to Joy News, ranking member on the committee, John Jenapo, said an investigation is necessary to point out the technical lapses for remedial action in future.
And I wish to call for an impartial investigation. Why you do this is to identify the lapses so that you can put in place corrective measures So going forward, we do not have a repeat of some of these issues.
You mentioned that this needs to be looked into. You mentioned the regulator. I presume you're talking about the PURC here. I'm surprised that they haven't said anything about this since it happened, and many consumers were left sleeping in darkness, at least some of them. By the time they were going to bed, the power was not back on.
I am very surprised because this information must not even come from the industry players in terms of those who have commercial interest.
John Jinapo in an interview with Evans Mensah. Then now to the National Science and Maths Quiz at Isadel College launches a fierce campaign to defend their NSMQ Goyle Regional Championship title, overpowering university practice in a resounding victory during the semi-finals. In the upcoming finals, they'll face formidable opponents including Agri Memorial, Infante Pim School and St. Augustine's College. Confident Santa Clausians expressed their determination to emerge victorious in the intense Central Regional Showdown. Listen.
In real life, if you know what you are doing, you don't scared. You know, we are never scared of anybody because on a first basis, they thought they were leading. It was just a prelims, but currently we are on top. So we are champions.
Okay, wait. So tomorrow, right? You are meeting Infante Pim, also one of the biggest schools in the region.
Let me tell you one thing.
And that's it for the bulletin. In our top story, Finance Ministry announces full payment of outstanding coupons owed bondholders up till June 2023. I'm Amisi Nyamiche Thompson. Business is up next.